What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Wait a couple minutes. Got nobody on the live stream yet. Raining like cats and dogs down here in Delaware today. Big time. It's supposed to rain tomorrow too. I'm gonna just get rolling on this. I wanted to talk some more about the bridge that collapsed, and a lot of weird things talking about the last couple of days. If you missed it, I'll go review them again real quick. Weird coincidences, maybe, I don't know. But one of them was name of the ship was the Dolly, like Salvador Dali, the artist, the painter. And he had one of his paintings was called The Broken Bridge. Just thought that was a little weird. Whether it has anything to do with anything, I don't know. Just a weird coincidence. But the other thing was, I talked about the John McCain, the USS John McCain. I think that the same technology could have been used if that ship was hacked, that Singapore ship was hacked. The same possible technology could have been used, however they did it, because John McCain, USS John McCain, had something similar happen. All its equipment went dead, and it was stranded in the water, and somehow it just ran into another ship that was right near it, another American ship, I believe, and they took it back to port to fix it up. I think, like I said before, I'm not sure, I think it happened somewhere near the China Sea. What happened was they took it to Shanghai, Singapore, which is another weird tie into the thing that happened. The other Singapore container ship that hit the bridge in Baltimore. And I heard, and I don't know whether this is true, I think it was Steve Poplar today. I saw just a couple minutes of a video he was doing, and I don't know if it was sarcasm or what. He said, no, it wasn't terrorism. And the pilot of the boat, I thought he said, was from the Ukraine. I don't know. I turned it off after that. I had to go somewhere. So I got to go back and wonder what that was about. Anyway, the other thing was I was talking about the weird Civil War connections to everything that's been happening in our country. A lot of railroads, for instance, I didn't say this before, but railroads are being sabotaged. That also happened in the Civil War. They used to take rails off there, like the Sherman's March down in the lower states. They had something called a Sherman necktie. They literally ripped up the rails and bent them around trees and shit. Yeah, so they couldn't use the rail system, again, to cut supplies off. And that's what all this, I think, is about, too, because they cut the South off during the Civil War with, I believe it was Winfield Scott's plan called the Anaconda Plan. Like a giant snake, they had an armada, I guess, of ships blocking and stopping and keeping them from getting into port. Foreign ships that were bringing in supplies. France happened to be a big contributor to the South, I think, during that time. And they were cutting them off. And I think more or less that's what they're doing now to us, possibly. I think you're going to see way more port attacks. You're going to see railroads attacked. And trucking lines, trucking industries. There's already been for a while. I've been watching this. A few months back, I noticed something. Remember all the truck strikes they were having, and up in Canada, stuff about the trucks. And well, there's also been mysteriously truck drivers being disappeared. Like their trucks are left running on the side of the road. Nobody knows what happened to them. Happened multiple times. I was looking into it. I didn't see much recently, but there was, I think the name of the website or the channel I was looking at was called Mother Truckers or something like that. It's truck drivers had a YouTube thing, and they were talking about these guys mysteriously disappearing and I think maybe a couple of them were found dead, whatever, or they found their cell phone. One was near the truck. Someone might be hijacking this stuff or whatever, trying to scare truckers off. Because again, I think it's part of their plan to shut everything down, siege warfare. And one of the things is they'll go after the ports, and that's exactly what they did. If that was, I'm sorry, I truly believe in my heart that was done intentional. The running into the bridge there, I don't know, just doesn't feel right to me at all. There's also something else I found that I remember hearing about. After East Palestine, only 1 month later, there was an incident on the Ohio River where barges came undone or something, floated down the river, had methanol, a form of, I guess, alcohol, gasoline, or methanol product that they were shipping, and it hit something. It hit a bridge or something and spilled some methanol into the river. How did they come loose again? Was it sabotage? Also, I've been noticing a lot of the planes and trains and all kinds of shit having accidents, and I'm wondering, 2 years ago, they were probably hiring saboteurs into our factories. Look like anybody else. It could be Americans being paid, or could be Chinese nationals coming over here to live and doing it or anybody. Could be absolutely anybody, but I think someone's sabotaging us and has been. The same deal with the factories. Here's the big mystery. How are they all burning down? Some of them might be direct energy weapons. Some of them might be people that work in the plants, leaving something on and just causing fire with the equipment or whatever. But it's just too often, and here I am, just a citizen. I'm doing the job of a frickin' FBI agents. Are they questioning anything? Are they even thinking or even coming up with theories? And you know what? People say, conspiracy theories, they ain't worth listening. Yes, they are. They're absolutely worth listening to, because if something's undiscovered what's going on with it, everything starts out as a conspiracy theory, technically. I mean, if you don't know what the hell happened, you're going to try to figure it out, you know? You're not going to sit there, que sera, sera, it happened, tough shit, let's move on. Only a fool does that. You got to find out what happened by investigating, and I don't see a lot of investigating going on. Not that they tell you what they're investigating, but it seems to me that the FBI is more worried about diversity, equity, and you know what I'm saying, all the other stuff, and about, you know, going in and giving people shit for, you know, the parents going into the school board meetings or getting visitations from the FBI, and the FBI evidently is going after the Amish. Where does this end, man? It's just constant. It's like harassment. They're weaponizing the government against the common citizen. But the other thing I was going to talk about, I jumped away from it, was going back to the Civil War. The Anaconda Plan is what they called it. And it worked very effectively to shut down the South. The South probably lost the war a lot quicker due to that. I mean, there's other factors and everything. But if you look at everything, they kept talking about, the last 2-3 years, they kept talking about this country's going to have a civil war. It's on the news every 2 minutes, and they keep putting that word out there, civil war, civil war. I don't know how many times I heard Tim Pool talking about it on his show, but it's a buzzword that's out there. And I think they're trying to do things to mimic and imitate the Civil War. Look at states' rights was one of the biggest things of the Civil War. People think it was all about slavery. Slavery was one issue. There was multiple issues. Big government was sticking its nose into everyday citizens' lives down, especially in the South, and just disrupting things. And it was about states' rights. They're trying to. The way our government should work is that the lower, the citizens have more power than the federal government. You know, we elect them, and yet it's backwards. It's upside down, and they like it that way. And that's why all this chaos is happening, in my opinion, because they want to stay in control, and they're going to try to block the election from happening. That's what I'm thinking is coming next. Anyway, let me get off of this for a second because it was something else before I forget it. Geez, I already forgot it. Wait a minute. Damn, I should have wrote it down. I was talking about the Civil War, but there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, I know what it was. Talking about the ports and stuff. It wasn't very long ago, and I said this too the other day, that the port on the West Coast, I believe it's Long Beach, that was almost completely run and owned by a Chinese company. And somehow, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Trump or during his administration, they got the Chinese out of there more or less, or they bought back something. Something was happening there a couple years back, and I think they're trying to get all the ports, and they're going to chokehold on us. So, like I said, shut down supplies, and also that's how you'd bring troops in if they have control of the ports. Anyway, there's more that I need to talk about, and I will be back. And thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. If I don't see you, I'll probably be back on in a few hours. There's one other thing, and I can't remember. It's really big. So don't be surprised if I hop up on here in the next 20 minutes or so, because I do that once in a while. But have a good one, and if you can, leave a thumbs up. See you. Please subscribe. Thanks.